What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. I hope you all are doing well. Sorry we didn't post a video last week. We took the weekend to really just celebrate with friends and family and take time to just enjoy them and unplug, and it was great overall. But we are also excited to get back and working on the bus, and this week was really about tackling one of the biggest projects in the bus, and that was our couches, which also double as our bed. The whole issue with this is we have a bus that's 28 foot long, bumper to bumper. That's fine, which is what we wanted. We wanted a bus that was shorter, not a super short bus because we've got the two boys. But yeah, with the dogs, it was just, no, we needed a little bit of space, especially with us trying to run a business out of the bus. We just wanted some storage, but we didn't want a 40-foot long bus because we didn't want to be that hindered in terms of where we could go and stuff like that. With the average RV parking spot in a national park being 27 feet, 28 feet was, we were like, okay, this will work out great for us. So when we were laying out our bus design, there were really two options that we contemplated. One, which is one that we see usually, is people have a full-time bed devoted in the back. And it's usually got, water storage underneath it. Sometimes it's got batteries underneath it for your solar. It just provides a full, it provides a lot of storage because you've got, a queen size bed or something like that, sometimes bigger, sometimes a little bit smaller, that you can lift up and you've got all that storage underneath. So we could have done that, or we could go the way that we went, and we decided to put a garage in the back for storage and then have a fairly large bathroom in terms of schooly design. It runs the width of the bus, 7.5 feet, and it's, I want to say, 3 foot deep. So that's, we're talking over 21 square feet for our bathroom space out of a number that I will tell you later. We found out the way that we could do this and kind of maximize our bathroom space as well as our garage space and our kitchen was to make the two couches up front turn into our bed. So while we don't have a full-time bed, we've got a little bit more of an open space that we can convert and use for what we want. The biggest loss with going this route was that we don't have the amount of storage that people normally have in their bus. Because normally you'd have storage underneath both of your couches, you'd have storage underneath your full-time bed, and you'd be fine with all of that. So we had to start thinking creatively about how to really maximize our storage in the bus. So the apartment I'm in right now is about 1,100 square foot. So that's a lot of space for us. 2-bedroom, 2-bath. We don't need all this room. I mean, it's nice for when people come over and we can have guests stay over, but primarily the dogs think that the guest bedroom is theirs. So trying to wrap our heads around how we were gonna go from, this space down to 150 square foot in a bus was something that we're really just trying to process. So we've started selling off some of our stuff, obviously. And we're just gonna have to kind of systematically go through our things still. I mean, we're gonna need some help from Marie Kondo for sure. But we think we've come up with a pretty awesome way to kind of maximize our storage in the couch. So first of all, you have the couch. So I'm actually gonna show it right here. Hopefully it shows up. So this is our couch. So our couch will be able to fit a queen size bed. So our two couches, there's a board that will flip out, and once that does, it will actually turn into a little bit longer than a queen size bed. Our cushion area will be 60 inches wide. So it's the width of the queen, the length is actually gonna be longer. So as couches on schoolies normally do, it's going to have your normal flip up storage on the bottom. That was something we definitely wanted to make sure we had just because there's a ton of space underneath there. I mean, you're talking 2 feet by 5 feet and then a foot deep. So you're talking about a ton of space right there. And that's in 2 couches. So that's normally what schoolies do. They mainly focus on having the bottom flip up, and sometimes the back of the couches are just flat boards that they put a cushion up against, and they don't really try and maximize that space. But we realized that we needed to. So we built that out a little bit, and we actually made the back of the couch, after you remove a cushion, we made the back of the couch fold down. So we'll have storage there, whether we put our pillows for sleeping in there or whatever we want. We could probably put spare sheets in there. We could do whatever. The possibilities are endless. Another thing that we decided to do was to actually have the top of the couch flip up. So the it'll act a little bit as a window ledge, and it'll flip up, and on one of our couches, it's actually going to, hopefully if we get it to work out, it's actually going to hold a projector screen. So we're not gonna have a TV in the bus, but obviously we like watching Netflix and Hulu and all that just as much as everybody else, and watching a movie. So we thought having a projector screen would give us a little bit more flexibility, and we're not gonna have to worry about a TV being in there all the time, and we can just take it with us and have it be portable. So we thought that would work out best for us. Another thing that we're gonna incorporate into this is the armrests will flip up, and we're gonna actually have power inside of those to where we'll be able to plug in our phones or any electronics or anything like that. So this couch, in addition to having storage, will also be powered. So we can use it as a charging hub. The one last thing that we wanted to do in terms of storage for this couch was to have these two drawers actually pull out from the armrests. And we're thinking, obviously there's gonna be side rails or something incorporated into it to make sure it's secure. But we would love to store laptops there, maybe camera equipment, stuff like that, anything that'll fit in that space, obviously. But again, we just needed to maximize the amount of space that we have in these couches. So all this considered, we have 2 of these. So I think that's a ton of storage that we have. In addition to the fact that we actually added 2 pantries from our kitchen. We shrunk our kitchen down about 1 foot on either side, but our kitchen is still almost 7 feet long in terms of countertop space on both sides. So you're talking almost 14 foot of countertops still. So we added 2 pantries that are the full height of the bus, and they're actually gonna pull out. So it's not gonna be one of those things where we have to reach back in and we're gonna leave stuff in the back. We're gonna be able to pull it out, see everything that we've got. But we just thought that was another way to really just take advantage of all the space that we have in here. Another thing we're probably gonna end up doing is we're probably gonna end up also having some kind of large storage compartment up underneath our dash, right inside the door. Just because there's a fairly large space right there. Our bus, we actually lucked out. It's got a pretty minimal dash. So being able to really utilize that space is gonna come in handy for sure. This is something we've been trying to figure out for a long time. And I know everyone asks us, where are you gonna put all your stuff? Like, seriously, are you really getting rid of all of your stuff? Where are you gonna put all of it? How are you gonna live in this thing? So this all boils down to storage. I mean, downsizing is obviously a difficult task just because, it's easy to throw stuff out. Like, we've downsized our closet numerous times already, and we need to downsize a little bit more, obviously. Originally what I wanted to do was to kind of pull out everything that we wanted inside the bus and lay it out so we could see it. But at the same time, I feel like we also kind of need to build out the bus in some regard to be able to see how much space we have, even though we have a SketchUp model and all that stuff, which has been, amazing to have. It's been a great reference and, to be able to plan it out beforehand. But it's gonna be interesting to see how everything actually fits in. Do I believe we can do it? Absolutely. But it'll just be interesting to see how everything ends up inside the bus. So in terms of this next week, I don't know how much progress we're actually gonna make working on the bus. Obviously, we were at the bus this week. We've got this much of the couch built. So as you can see, we've kind of got the body of it built. The only piece that's missing is the bottom where you sit down on, and then we will go back and add the arms after the fact. So we designed it to where it would be 3 different pieces. But yeah, so this coming weekend's Memorial Day weekend. I don't know how much work we're gonna get done on the bus necessarily. I've got a bunch of finals due next week. So I'm gonna be writing papers like crazy. Obviously it's a holiday weekend, so we'll be going to seeing family. Unfortunately, we've got to go back to Raleigh for a funeral. But that being said, I think I'm gonna wrap up this week's video. If you have any kind of storage tips, Marie Kondo, hit us up. So as always, remember every day is Taco Tuesday. It is the year of the taco. So go eat a taco today. Okay, bye.